from Crosby. Good to see you. I don't know if we got anybody else here. Wow, Edgar. Hey, Julie, Bob, Dublin. You're in Dublin, are you, Edgar? Oh, wow. I've always wanted to go to Dublin. I'm going to have to meet you there one day when I get over there. Have a pint of Guinness. That'll be good. I'd love to go over to Ireland. With a name like Murphy, yeah, I'm not actually in Liverpool though, Edgar. A lot of people seem to think, because I'm from Liverpool, obviously, I sound like somebody from Liverpool. I haven't lived there for a very long time. From Barry Island. Hey, wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, I would definitely let you know, Edgar, for sure. Have you always lived out in Dublin? And Ken, great to see you. Always great to see you. You've been there since 2006. And where were you before that, Edgar? Okay, so yeah, just another quick broadcast, guys. Hey, Daniel from Poland. That's fantastic. Good for you to join us. Nice to see you. It's always good to see folks. Born in Buenos Aires. Oh, wow, in Argentina. Live there and at Chile. Wow, that's fantastic. Simple three chord songs would be good with simple strumming. Okay, Andrew. You wasn't Andrew. You're not the guy who signed up to be a patron yesterday, by any chance, are you? There was an Andrew who. Yeah. Hi, Daniel from Poland and from Rotterdam as well. Wow, this is really cool. So we've got quite a few people here today. It's just a quick broadcast because people keep missing the broadcasts and they text me and email me and message me kind of saying, oh, I've missed your broadcast. So yesterday I kind of made sure that everybody knew I would be coming. Just bought a Sigma double OM. Wow, need to get your JJ Kale on, you sure do. I think I can't pronounce your name, but perhaps you can tell me. Yeah, you sure do. Now, I was just having a think about open tunings, and they can be such great fun. I don't know if you've looked at them, guys, before, but they can be a real lot of fun, especially if you're kind of into the finger picking and the blues and all that type of stuff. Um, it can just be a change, from just playing in standard tuning all the time. So I'm in drop D tuning at the moment, which means you take that E down there to a D, and you take this one down to an A, and you take the next one to an F sharp, and then you leave all the others apart from this top one, and you make that a D as well, and you're in open D tuning. So you have a D chord there, and you have kind of, if you put a bar chord on, then you've got your major kind of chords and stuff like that. And it's quite surprising because you can do a lot of things that sound complicated, yeah, but they're not. And so that's a good thing to kind of try and discover. Say for example, things like, all kinds of stuff, which kind of sounds a little bit complicated, but it's easier than you might think. If you just got a few basic skills with the picking, then you're away. You can have a load of fun with these open tunings. And for anybody who's interested, I've done a whole series of lessons on open D tuning over on my Patreon page, so you might like to check that out. I covered all this stuff that I'm kind of playing, and I break it down so anybody can understand it. You don't, irrespective of what skill level that you're at, you'll be able to follow it and things like that. And I think there are some lovely songs there as well, really slow stuff and just stuff that people can manage, rather than it just being kind of rocket science. Happy Sunday, Andy. Great to see you. Thank you very much. Good to see you, Andy. And yeah, who else we've got? Renee. You're playing Comfortably Numb, yeah. Okay. Oh, and Pat Murphy. Now then, fancy you making it here, and Julie as well. Okay. Wow. This is a kind of a new experience. So one song I know Julie likes. And have you ever seen peaches growing on a sweet potato vine? And have you ever seen peaches growing on a sweet potato vine? Well, wake up, mama, take your leg off mine. And I love that woman, I just can't call her name. Yeah, I love that woman, I just can't call her name. She's a married woman, but I love her just the same. Well, I'm going up country, baby, don't you wanna go? Yeah, I'm going up country, baby, don't you wanna go? 'Cause when I leave here, babe, I won't be coming back no more. Well, look here, mama, crying won't make me stay. Yeah, listen here, mama, crying won't make me stay. Well, the more you cry, the further you drive me away. Well, look here, mama, look what you done. Yeah, look here, mama, look what you done. Well, you caused me to love you, and now your man done come. Yeah, so all these kind of songs, all, in kind of open D tuning. And as I say, you don't need a great deal of skill to be able to play them. You can play, all you guys can play anything I'm playing. It's just a little bit of time and a little bit of effort and the right kind of instruction, and you will get there. And just remember that every time you pick up the guitar, you're improving. Sometimes it feels like you're not really going forward and stuff like that, but I really like to try and encourage people. That's my main aim with all my guitar lessons and things like that. I want it to be accessible to everybody, not just people who are experienced and stuff like that. If I can turn just one person on to kind of picking up the guitar and having a go at things, then I consider it a big success. So, guys, Any of you got any questions for me or anything you'd like to ask me? Yeah, rather than me just kind of going on and playing and everything else. I'd like to be able to be some use to you, help you out in some small way if I possibly can. So let me see who we've got here now, if we've got anybody else late to the party. Put me on loudspeaker. Nice one, Andy. Okay. Max there. How you doing, mate? It's good to see you. Okay. So we've got quite a few people tuning in today, which is nice. Ken, my cup of tea is right here. Yeah, I do play with a slide from time to time, Bob. It helps with a guitar if you're going to do slide, to have a slightly higher action. The action on this guitar isn't great for slide. You get a lot of rattling and things because it's quite a low action, but tadpole in the river, hiding underneath the log. Tadpole in the river, hatching underneath the log. He got too old to be a tadpole. He hatched into a natural frog. Some of these songs are really nice, as I say, a little bit of variation. It just changes things up a little bit when you're playing an open tuning. So I would urge you to maybe explore it if it's not something you haven't done before. Now, I can't pronounce your name there, Sudoki. You'll have to excuse my pronunciation. Hey, and Randolph, you're back again. And is that Neil Byrne? What's the best brand of guitar for starter like yourself? Let's see now. Let's see. Well, Yamahas are really good. I always say Yamahas are very good guitars for both advanced players and beginners, really. So maybe check those out, Niall. There are so many guitars now out there, and the standard is so high compared to what it was when I was learning guitar. It used to be that you had to spend a lot of money to get something reasonable, but nowadays that isn't the case. There are lots of great guitars for, relatively good price. So maybe have a look at the Yamahas. Takamine is another good make. There's another make I can't quite think of, but those two are pretty good. And I guess it depends on your budget and how serious you are about playing. Sometimes people just want to kind of try and get an idea before they commit on a kind of, let's say a better instrument or something like that. Yeah, Andy's got a Yamaha there. What do you think of it, Andy? I think they're pretty good guitars, aren't they? Yeah. Andy, I can't remember if you went along to my Patreon page or not, Andy. Because I had a new patron yesterday, and he was an Andy. But I don't think that was you. But anyway, look, guys, I don't know if any of you would do me a favor, but I often do mention it, and that's because it really helps me tremendously, okay? And perhaps you would just be doing me a small favor of just checking out my Patreon page and just seeing if you think that that's something that might help you. Because it helps me, and if it helps you as well, then it's probably worth taking a look, yeah? If you kind of just put me into YouTube, Joe Murphy Guitar Lessons, and you have a look, there's a link down below to my Patreon page. So I would appreciate it if any of you took a look there, because it helps me out much, much more than you might realise. Okay, so that's open tuning. Hey, Chris. For a while now, first time watching live and really enjoying it. Thank you. You're very, very welcome, Chris. Oh, that's brilliant, Andy. Thanks ever so much for that. I really do appreciate it. And if you're a beginner, you know, there's stuff for everybody. So there's quite advanced stuff there. And there's also beginners. I mean, if you like blues, Andy, there's a complete course for blues guitar for beginners. And it's 7 parts. And there's like loads of stuff, yeah? There is a lot of material there, as Edgar's saying just now, yeah? There's loads and loads of stuff. And what I would urge people to do if they do go over is to have a look at the master list, because there's over 300 lessons there. Yeah, I do, Chris. I've got quite a few U2 lessons there, so I'm not sure which ones you've seen and which ones you haven't seen. So again, it's all listed out pretty nicely and easy to find on my Patreon page, so maybe you'd like to check that out. So guys, we've been looking at open D tuning, okay? Now if any of you are interested, as I say, I've done a lot of lessons over Patreon for you to check out, and that one, Toad Frog Blues, is a great one. Right, let me tune back up then to a sensible tuning. So now is the time to ask you questions while I'm tuning. And once I'm tuned, I'm going to read any of your comments. So I'll try to do this, guys. What I'm going to try and do, and I wanted to kind of speak to you about this, guys, was I'm going to try and do a regular live broadcast. And I would be interested to know in what you feel would make a good format for a live broadcast. Whether you just kind of like the things I currently do, or whether you think I could kind of improve it by doing something else. So I'd like you to share all your ideas with me. The difficulty that I have is that my biggest audience is in the US, and of course there's a lot of different time zones there, and then my next biggest audience is in the UK. So I want to try and find a time slot that really works for, is there one I'd recommend? Yeah, have you got a mobile phone, Andy? If you've got a mobile phone, there's a great little app called Guitar Toolkit, and that has a tuner on which has tunings, all the different tunings. And actually on my page I talk through quite a few tunings as well, with a part for beginners and other kind for advanced. Yeah, let me run that past me again. Let me just see that again, Edgar. More tunes, like you said, with part for beginners and other for kind of advanced. Yeah. Yeah, okay, Andy. So like I say, if you have got a mobile and that, check out Guitar Toolkit, it's called. It's a fantastic app, and I recommend it to any of you guys who have got guitar or you're interested in playing, because it's got like scales, it's got like tuners, it's got chords, It's got a metronome, and I think for a fiver or whatever it is, it's well worthwhile. Really, really worthwhile. Okay, so Edgar, I like your idea. Perhaps I need to kind of do something for beginners and something for advanced. You know, I sometimes think I'm trying to throw that net too far and wide because, you know, I do cater for beginners and advanced people alike. So it's kind of trying to, yeah, I can mention that again, Andy. It's called Guitar Toolkit, as in, you know, a toolkit, as it were. A weekend slot around 7, 8 p.m. should be good for both UK and across the pond. Thanks for that, Chris. Yeah, because, you know, I'm looking to kind of grow this essentially. You know, a lot. Hey, Sam, great to see you. I hope you're having a nice weekend, Sam, and the kids are all good and everything else. Samantha likes and Try Blues for Beginners section is really great. Yeah, I think it's a very popular one, that Edgar. Sam likes. Ironing the uniforms. Do you know this one, Sam? Might help you with your ironing. Does anybody know this song? Yeah, you got it, Julie. Hey, Sam, thanks. Yeah, so I've recently did a tutorial. Yeah, it reminds me of Northern Ireland a little bit, Ken, actually. I think that's because perhaps we think of the troubles over there and everything else. A great song. It always goes down so well if I play that out live as well. I don't know if any of you have tried using a ditto. I was thinking of maybe doing a lesson on the ditto, which is a pedal, which allows you to say, you know, put like down a rhythm and then you can kind of solo over it or practice your soloing over the top of it. So that's something else that I might look at some stage. And I was just going to mention that. Do any of you know JJ Cale? Because I think he's a great artist. He's influenced so many people like Mark Knopfler, Eric Clapton, some of the real big players. And I think his music is fantastic, also for beginners and advanced people alike. And again, I've been running a special over at Patreon where I've been covering a lot of his songs. It's going down very well indeed. I've done an awful lot. Well, I've done quite a bit of his stuff on YouTube as well. There's 3 parts. Hi, Stephen. Some electric riffs for intermediate players. Yeah, the thing is, Stephen, that I've kind of stuck to the acoustic because um, a lot of it kind of translates. And Stephen, you might like to check out my um, micro licks. Check that out because it all translates to the electric guitar, you know. But it's a series of lessons I give which just do like simple little licks, you know. It could be something like that, you know. Thank you, Edgar. I'm going to have to employ you as my second in command here, pointing people in the right direction. I really do appreciate it. Everybody's kind of so helpful and being tremendously helpful to me with all these kind of YouTube videos and everything else. And I don't know, do any of you guys do social media? I'd be interested to know. I'll give you a minute to answer me. You might be right, you could be wrong. I ain't saying our love is wrong. Who would know? Only you and I. It'll come again, this love of ours, if we try. You never doubt the things you say. It's all about the way we play. Who would know? Only you and I. It'll come again, this love of ours, if we try. Maybe we're looking for new changes. Maybe we're trying to break a start. Maybe we're looking for new changes. Maybe we're looking for a new start. Forget tomorrow, it'll never come. Dream of sorrow when it come undone. Okay, let's have a little look at what's going on here. A little social media. A little social media, Ken. Just been shown the basic 12-bar blues, A7, D7. Is there anything I can do to spruce it up a bit? Chris, I've done so. If blues is your thing, Chris, you need to really check out my Patreon page or the YouTube. I mean, there's an awful lot on, as Edgar pointed out, the complete Blues for Complete Beginners is an absolute go-to series of videos. It's kind of going to take you through all this kind of stuff. You know, I mean, I've probably, out of everything I've done more blues than anything. So that's what you want to kind of check out, Chris. There'll be more than enough to kind of get you where you want to get to. Okay, too many nasty people. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of nasty people on social media. Andy, do you do a little bit of social media? Getting the profile, a few Facebook pages. Well, hey, Leadbelly. Yeah, I kind of quite like Norm's rare guitars. That's a good kind of thing. It's quite an interesting thing. Right to ask, one of my favourites, Love in Vain, Robert Johnson. Oh, yeah, well, do you know what? You got my vote. Well, then there's only one thing to do, Edgar, and that is to play you a little bit, because I'm just going to kind of grab a few of my pages here, because I have a few bits of lyrics and things. I don't always remember all the lyrics. That's the problem with a lot of this stuff. If you're playing hundreds of songs, you start to forget some of it, don't you? But I know you like the Robert Johnson, Edgar. So this is for you. I'll just play you a little bit, you know, and maybe I can give you a few pointers. Put you in trouble, not to intention. No, not at all, Edgar. You never put me to any trouble. It's not a problem at all. It's a pleasure. So yeah, the Robert Johnson kind of stuff is kind of great stuff to learn. station with a suitcase in my hand, and I followed her to the station with a suitcase in my hand. Well, it's hard to tell, it's hard to tell when all your love's in vain, all my love's in vain. When the train rolled up at the station, I looked her in the eye. When the train rolled in the station, I looked her in the eye. Well, I was lonesome, felt so lonesome, I could not help but cry. All my love's in vain. When the train left the station, two lights left on behind. When the train had left the station with two lights on behind. Well, the red light was my mind, the blue light was my blues, all my love's in vain. There's a little bit of love in vain for you, especially Edgar. James, hey, my word, your notifications worked. James, it's great to see you. Yeah, definitely, Chris. It's well worth checking out that. I think if you go to YouTube and check out blues guitar for complete beginners, there's a taster there, part one of the thing, and then you can kind of go watch the whole series over at Patreon, which is 7 parts, and it's for beginners. And there's also a course there, I think like a 10-part course on learning to play guitar. So, that's the place to start when you're beginning, and then that way, you'll be kind of very much sorted, Yeah, so that's that. From 4 till late, I was wringing my hands and crying. From 4 till late, I was wringing my hands and crying. I believe to my soul that your daddy's gunpowder bound. Now from Memphis to Norfolk is a 36-hour drive. Yeah, from Memphis to Norfolk is a 36-hour ride. Well, I believe to my soul that your daddy's gunpowder bound. So there's plenty of kind of blues. If blues is your thing, then you've definitely. Hey, cheers, Andy. Yeah, the Martin doesn't sound too bad. GT, I will. I don't disagree with that. This is my baby. This one. This has been has paid for itself many, many times over with the work that I've done out live. Best guitar I've ever owned by a country mile. Really, really nice. And it just gets better every day. That's the beauty with a guitar. So never be put off a second-hand guitar, because if it's got a solid top like this, okay, in other words, it's not laminated or veneered or something like that, then the guitar continues to get better with age all the time, all right? So just in case you didn't know that. So the reason I mentioned that is that if people are going to buy a guitar and they're starting out, they'll generally buy a new guitar. A lot of people do that, but don't rule out a second-hand guitar, because it could be that somebody's been playing it for 20 years and really, that could have a fantastic sound. I mean, this guitar, unfortunately, will probably sound at its very best when I'm long gone. That's just the way it is, I mean, they get better and better. So, yeah, this has been with me through thick and thin, more than any woman or anything else. This has been with me through thick and thin, and I hope it always will be. I would never ever get rid of this guitar. It's a lovely guitar. So let's see what we've got going on here. Jim, nice to see you. Thank you, and thank you very much for joining us. And is that Mario again? Or Marco? Yeah, hey Marco. And GT, where are we now? What's James saying? Most pleasant, genuinely friendly, not forced instructor around. I've been playing 42 years and I enjoy everything you produce, from the most basic to the most complicated. James, that's very, very flattering for you to say that, and it's wonderful to know that you feel that my lessons help you in some way. That's the whole point of the exercise, and it just makes it all worthwhile. The comments I get from people are just breathtaking. You wouldn't believe the kind of lessons, sorry, the correspondence I've had from people who are experiencing all kinds of things in life. I've had people who are terminally ill who have contacted me and said that what I've been doing has made a difference. That is so humbling. It takes my breath away. And so I'm really, really flattered. Yes. And yeah, so that, as I say, makes it all worthwhile. Okay, so Stephen, Poland, you can play the Robert Johnson. Okay, you'll give your right hand to play Robert Johnson. That wouldn't do you much good, because you'd really struggle then. Yeah. Now let's have a look. So if you're interested in the Robert Johnson, Stephen, start out with Kind Hearted Woman. Unfortunately, I haven't got my normal setup here. I'd like for you to be able to see more of the guitar. That's a little bit better. So, Stephen, start out with Love in Vain, okay? That's probably the simplest Robert Johnson, okay? And he kind of goes like this. I'll give you a few bars, but I've done a lesson on it, all right? And you should be able to just slowly, I'll play it slowly. It's like this chord here, if you can see it, okay? You're placing your index finger on the 4th string of the 5th fret, and then your middle finger on the 2nd string of the 4th fret, and then this ring finger goes on the 6th fret. And this is an A, which Robert Johnson plays. So you think of an A like that normally, don't you? But he plays it here, and it's got that real Robert Johnson sound. Even if you just play that going. And so that should get you started. Try the kind of the easy Robert Johnson stuff. I mean, this lick that he plays it all over the place. Okay, so that's a great little lick to learn. Okay, let me just talk you through this because you can use it anywhere across the neck. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to put your pinky on any string, as long as it's, sorry, not any string, any fret. If you've got your guitar handy or something like that, you might like to try this with me. All right, we'll just run through this very, very quickly. I guess some of you might know it. We're putting our pinky on the thinnest string on the 12th fret. Then we're putting our ring finger on the 4th string of the same fret. So whatever you choose to do, they're on the same. Okay? And then all we're doing is on this 4th string, we're dropping it down a semitone each time. So we're going, let me get this closer so you can see. Okay, so basically on the 4th string you're going, while your pinky is staying where it started. Okay? Now, like I say, you can use this anywhere. So you could just start here, here, anywhere. Okay? So that's just like a little kind of ditty thing for you to practice. Baby, don't you wanna go? I said, hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to the land of California, my sweet home Chicago? Now 1 and 1 is 2, baby, 2 and 2 is 4. I'm heavy loaded, baby, I'm booked, I gotta go. I'm singing, hey, hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to the land of California, my sweet home Chicago? I'm gonna play it now. Yeah, so guys, well, this is just a brief one today. Just wanted to catch up with you all. I wanted to see if you had any ideas for the live broadcast. Whether any of you will join me again for this. I do hope so. I do hope that we could make a little bit more of a regular thing of it, and also incorporate some of your ideas to what you think will really help you on these live broadcasts, or whether you just want to catch up and have a chat. It doesn't really matter, but just please share your ideas. Once this live broadcast is over, then you'll be able to post. So please make any comments that you feel will, help. And like I say, I'm going to try and do it on a regular basis, so we'll all know the kind of times that it's going to happen and stuff like that, and we can catch up. I've had a lot of issues with people who really want to see these live broadcasts but don't get the notifications from YouTube, and that's very problematic. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. For any of you who fall into that bracket, then make sure, I think there is some way of switching on notifications in YouTube, which may mean that you get, a notification like you should when I'm going to do a broadcast. So that's something you might like to kind of, have a look into. So can you click on the replay, guys and girls, by Play us out. You want me to play you out with something? So, guys, I'm going to play you out with something I play quite a lot. If you could do me the small favour of checking out my Patreon page, I would be extremely grateful to you. That would mean a great deal to me. Um, Thank you, Edgar. You, my number one, number two in command there. Very cool. Love the Johnson licks. You're very welcome, James. Okay, thanks for joining me, Pat, Julie, Andy, GT, Three Card Monty, Edgar, Ken, Andy, James. Let's see who else we got here. Don't want to forget anybody. There's James, there's Leadbelly, there's Stephen. There's a whole lot of you, and I'm going to come back and say bye shortly. Bye, bye. If some of you are listening for me to play you out, that's kind of fine. There you have it, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure to join you again and to have the opportunity to catch up with you all. I'd just like to thank you all personally for joining me, and I'd like to also say farewell to you all. And I hope that it's not too long before we catch up again. Well, thank you very much, Mom. And it's great to have you here. You've actually caught one, which is fantastic. And thank you, Edgar. By the way, Mum, Edgar's from Dublin. Yeah, I was just saying about how much I'd like to get over to Dublin. Really nice. Thanks, Andy. That's fantastic. Hopefully, I'll catch you over at Patreon, Andy. It would be fantastic to see you there, mate. And I'll see you next time, Edgar. That'll be really, really good. And yeah, okay, farewell. That's great to catch you all. If anybody wants a shout out before I go, if there's anybody still here, now's the time to say farewell so I can kind of, say goodbye to you guys. All right. So it's a beautiful day here. I've just been out for a walk and let's look at it out there. Isn't it lovely? I don't know if you can see anything out there actually. Probably not. But it's a lovely day anyway. I'm sure you trust me to know it's a nice day. A really, really nice day. Oh, that's fantastic, Andy. I really do appreciate that, mate. Yeah, bye-bye, Edgar. Great to see you, mate, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Don't forget, share your ideas with me about how we can make this broadcaster kind of improve things, I suppose. And maybe it doesn't need improving and we just carry on doing what we do. Ken, you take care, mate. It's absolutely lovely to catch up with you again, Ken. And Stephen, great tunes. You thought you were way beyond your capabilities possible. Very accommodating. Thanks so much. Stephen from Poland. Stephen Poland, you're very, very welcome. I'd like to moon the loon. Okay, that's what it is. The writing's so small. Hey, Kat. That's fun. Brisbane, Australia. I've been there. I wish I was there now. I can tell you that much. Um, oh, Kat, I'm jealous. You're in Queensland, Brisbane, Australia. I would absolutely love to be there right now. My landlord lives in Brisbane, Sydney, and he's got a place out there. He said I could go and stay if I wanted to, but I need somewhere to, I need a winter residence, guys. So if any of you can think of a nice winter residence for me, then it would be wonderful. Hey, Jose, thank you very much. It's good to see you, hear from you as well. I think it might be, I'm not sure whether I've had the privilege of meeting you before, but it's certainly nice to hear from you. So yeah, take care, guys. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Hopefully, I'll catch you guys on YouTube, or you'll make some kind of comments there. Or even better, I'll see some of you over at Patreon. Don't forget to check that link. It would be a great favour to me. And if you do the social media thing, perhaps you wouldn't mind giving me a mention there, my channel or something like that. Anyway, have a great rest of the weekend, guys and girls. And I look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. All the very, very best. Yeah, 50 acres in Tennessee. You can winter there anytime you like. Is that a promise, James? I would love to see Tennessee. I would absolutely love to see Tennessee. That sounds. Oh, I'm almost ready to pack my bag, James. I really am. I would love to go over to the States. So many people have kind of said it would be great for you to drop in on me. But Tennessee is a place. It's kind of part of America I'd love to see. You never know, James. I might take you up on that if I win the lottery anytime soon. Yeah, I wish I could, James. I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Please keep in touch. Yeah, whiskey, 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 whiskey. And your guitar, don't forget that. Yeah. All right, guys. Take care. Got a dash. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you all soon. God bless.